Hi guys, Jared with Day Traders FX. Time for the daily video. Let's look at things real quick here. U.S. markets not doing a whole lot today. All in positive, but not hugely. We see that oil's hanging in there pretty well, and gold's actually up a good little chunk. But Dow, S&P are all 0.5% up. Nothing too terribly exciting. As far as news we saw today, the big moving news, and we're going to see this on the charts here shortly, is we had the interest rate announcements for the European Union and the UK. Both remained unchanged. The big thing was the press conference that we had today with Draghi, and where they basically, the big thing was there was no votes, there was nothing in the way of reducing interest rates, but just leaving them as is, and that really got the markets rallying like crazy. So there you have it. As far as everything coming up on Friday, we have manufacturing production out of the UK tonight, and then we have trade balance out of the US and Canada tomorrow. So should be a little bit of stuff to finish up on Friday. Okay, so again, this was the Draghi news right here. This was that interest or the press conference. We reached level 1, which was this missed daily pivot, and if my memory serves me correctly, we have 2 missed daily pivots. So maybe we don't. Maybe we just have a missed weekly. So anyways, this was our missed daily pivot around 132.15 or so, and we reached that, and we're currently sitting around 132.50. So as far as the euro dollar goes, what we were ultimately looking for in the big trade here was one more kind of attempt at 130. We didn't quite get there. We got to about 130.35, 130.40, and I was looking to get long against 130 and just get a little bit closer. Ended up making a nice run, nice move, bouncing off this trend line. This is a big weekly trend line right here, and has held very strongly. So I don't really have anything I want to do on the euro dollar right this moment. We'll see how it reacts when it gets up here to resistance around 133.00. Until then, nothing really in the works. Pound dollar, on the other hand, is behaving very nicely. So the pound dollar has also bounced off of the trend line, and this has reacted perfectly to our trade as listed in previous videos, as well as posted details in the chat. And you can see that's a nice strong little trend line. We're ending up with some good looking candles there, and we have a nice big bullish candle right here. And remember, I'm looking to kind of retrace some of this weekly reversal. We'll see how that one goes. This level 163.00 might be ready to break finally, but I'm going to be watching it as we get closer to that level and see if we can get some possible turnaround and maybe get some shorts up there. But for the moment, riding off this area, you can see that we bounced very nicely. Everything looks good. We reached the first missed daily pivot, which was right here around 161.50, and we're starting to kind of run out of steam there. And then the pound dollar has this next level around 162.80, which is a missed daily pivot as well. So that's kind of a nice little area to look for, and we should be able to hopefully head towards that area on a continued trade. So I'm going to have more details about this entry, but it's not super in a super great area, I don't think, just yet. I like entering against some support here around 160.80, 160.100, right in that general area, and trying to once again trade up towards that missed daily pivot. But as far as euro dollar and pound dollar go, I'm not too excited about any of those entries just yet, but they are behaving nicely, and we're going to have some further details coming up. Okay, so Aussie dollar is an interesting one. Remember, the Aussie dollar, we're trading against this big descending trend line right here, this big guy, and that kind of took us into about 105.50, 60 right there, you can see, and then we've just broken through that by about 30 pips. So not a huge amount, but definitely a little bit. We had our double top, which was December high right here, and that was 105.85, and now we've got another double top of a couple of previous months at about 106.20, 25 area. So 106.00 is kind of our next stop, 106.25, right all in that area. So I'm going to be looking for opportunities to potentially short down there, but for the moment, we'll just kind of be watching and waiting on this Aussie dollar, but I still think, once again, that we have enough resistance up here that we might be able to turn this pair back down just a little bit. We'll see how things go, but so far, nothing just yet on this one. One that I am excited about is the Euro Aussie. We've made an attempt already at the Euro Aussie this week, and it went nicely for a little while, and then we got taken out on some spikes, and it's just been kind of a bit of a choppy mess for several days, as you can see right here. And then finally we get that move, break of this trend line. And you can see here on this daily chart, we have a nice double top. And this is what I was getting concerned about. Nice double top right here, and then we started to push below the support at 12500. We didn't get a close below that, though, on the daily chart, which is kind of the confirming factor. Now we have a nice reversal candle right here, nice bullish candle that should take us back up into these highs. Once again, we have a missed daily pivot at around 12600. Still gives us a good solid 100 pips to go. I'm interested in buying this around 124.50, 60 area. So we need to get about 40 to 45 pips of retracement on this thing, which I think we can get, but I will be looking to buy around that area down there. So I want to see a little bit of retracement as things kind of, as news continues to happen and things happen over the next several hours. And even over the next day or so, and then we'll be looking to buy on that dip and ride this thing up to about 12600. So I think we should have a nice 150 pip trade in the works on that one, but we've just got to wait for it a little bit and get there. And so so that's what I'll be doing on that one. So the Euro Aussie is actually probably my most closest entry, the one that I'll be looking to get into sooner than later. So that's kind of what we're looking at, and I think we'll be able to find something on that one coming up. I'll be looking at a few other pairs as the day goes on as well, some of the yen pairs, but they've kind of continued to rally, and they're just kind of in the stratosphere, so we'll see what we can do with those. But so far, I think we've got a good opportunity on this Euro Aussie. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. Keep an eye on Twitter, DayTradersFX. And I will see you in the chat with more updates and more details on the setups as they appear. Thanks, everyone, and best of luck.